short while ago, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan addressed his nation, where he ruled out resigning as the Prime Minister and said he will fight till the last ball. He is referring to the no confidence motion that will be put to vote on Sunday. Pakistan Prime Minister is facing the biggest challenge to his rule since being elected in 2018. Opponents are accusing him of economic mismanagement and foreign policy bungling. Yesterday, one of his key coalition partners switched allegiance, and now the Pakistani Prime Minister is left scrambling to keep his own Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf members on his side. And we'll be going across to Maroof Raza, consulting editor, Times Network. He's live with us this evening. Maroof, good evening. Thank you for joining us on Urban Debate on Mirror Now this evening. You know, just a short while ago, we heard Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan saying that I will not resign, will fight till the end. What do you make of what he said and what's likely to happen on Sunday?
Well, you know, there are several interesting inferences I've drawn from his speech, more so when I compare it with Musharraf's last speech before he flew out of Pakistan, which was probably a long list of Musharraf's achievements within Pakistan, the state of the economy and whatever else he claimed to have done, which is not really true. Imran Khan has tried to kindle a light within the Pakistanis that is that the country that they want to be in, where their political leaders are virtually everyone's corrupt and they hold you hostage to all sorts of fears. Imran Khan, I can say with some amount of understanding that that is one thing he's not. He's not financially corrupt. So that makes it different from the other politicians, other than the fact he was a national hero before he became Prime Minister, selected, as they say, by the army. The second thing that Imran Khan's brought out was this whole nonsense about some foreign hand and foreign letter. Now, a lot of people are pointing fingers at India. I would dispute it for two, three. One is that I don't think India and RAW and other intelligence agencies have the capacity to threaten Pakistan's Prime Minister. And if they do send him a letter and he gets scared, then he's really not worth his salt. Second thing is that India would not interfere beyond the point in Pakistan's internal affairs. If you note, historically, we have refrained from even talking about Balochistan, which is a sore point with Pakistani politicians and the army. The third thing that we must understand that Imran Khan gave out the long laundry list of faults of Pakistani politicians. Nawaz Sharif got 18 factories from the army, got the loan wiped out because he was Ziaul Haq's protege. Shahbaz Sharif apparently had cases for over 30 years against him and all sorts of things. The point is that the people of Pakistan might realize that, you know, the whole lot of them are corrupt, and it is because Pakistan's politicians are corrupt. Repeatedly, the people invite the army to come and run the country because the army has painted a holier-than-thou picture about itself. But the army in Pakistan is in itself the most corrupt political economic entity. It is the biggest landholder in Pakistan, holding something like 43% of Pakistan's real estate. It doesn't pay taxes. It eats up to 72% of its budget. And I'm talking of records that have been published by Aisha Siddiqa and Hussain Haqqani. And the army has always wanted a civilian government to portray itself from the background that they will hold their tail and get them to do what they can. Now, what has happened is that if Imran Khan had even listed the army and its faults, then, you know, the army would be cornered. Here was his chance. He missed that chance. Secondly, if Imran Khan is being dictated his foreign policy from India, then would India dictate to Imran Khan that against India on Kashmir across the world? Is Pakistan any worse economically today than it was 3.5 years ago when Imran took over power? Pakistan's been facing bankruptcy for years now. So what is this nonsense about Imran Khan making their economy any worse? Let me give you a qualifier. I am neither an Imran fan nor a cricket fan to stand up for Imran. But I think on this occasion, he's done better than most of these corrupt politicians who've not allowed Pakistan to become its own self and a nation that its founding fathers wanted it to be. And Pandit Nehru had said that if we didn't want Pakistan to be created, we wouldn't allow it to be created at independence. Because we allowed it, we continue to give it a chance, but they keep axing their own feet. Not our fault. And the army in Pakistan is actually trying to be holier than thou and play neutral. But why then did the ISI chief Nadeem Anjum go and meet Imran and give him the marching orders?
Okay. I have just 30 more seconds on the show, Maroof, but I want your quick comments on what he said specifically about India. Only spoke against India when they changed Kashmir's status. What do you make of this statement? And going by the body language, he looked pretty confident. And do you see this as some kind of an olive branch?
Well, in a way it is, but you take Kashmir away from Pakistan's narrative and Pakistan will fall apart. Islam doesn't keep Pakistan together. Anti-Indianism in Kashmir does. So he's playing to that gallery.